Alright, what's going on people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aiden and today we're watching Squid Game, a brand new series that's just released on Netflix. I'm going into the show fairly blind, with it being a suggestion from a mate, saying that I should watch and react to it. He said it was very fun, so it's quite high praise really. From what I can see online, it is a South Korean survival drama that takes place on a game show, apparently made for children, where they compete for cash, I'm assuming. So I'm not sure if they're going to go the direction of like a Hunger Games, for instance, or is it going to be more gruesome than that? I'm not sure. Everywhere I see, the show seems to be very highly rated. So I'm expecting good things going into this. I guess we'll see. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like rating and subscribe so you can stay up to date when I upload the next episodes. Comment down below what you think about this episode, and if you are interested in watching the full-length reactions to this show or any of the other movies and TV shows that I react to, then you can find the link to my Patreon down below. Okay, let's get into this.
최후의 전투를 할 준비가 되면 공격자들은
Hey, what a strange idea for a game. Like, why is it based on a squid in the first place?
수비자에 밀려 선을 밟거나 밖으로 나가면 죽는다.
You die. That's right, you die. I imagine that's what's going to happen. As a kid, it doesn't really matter. But in this actual game, it's going to be real life and death situation, right? So it seems like it's a mixture of games, really. There's kind of sumo at the end there. Okay, Squid Game. I still feel lost, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not great with reading the subtitles anyway. So.
아 그건 좀 그만해 그리고.
엄마, 그릇이나 물에 담가놔.
Yeah, mate, grow up a little bit. A grown ass man living with your mum. No way you're stealing money from her. You're really gonna steal from her, you absolute scumbag. '0608. Is that number going to mean anything in the future, or? So this is the main character then, right? Despicable. And he's using their money to go betting. Nice. 6 and 8. So he got first and second. See, I'd like to celebrate, but I don't actually want him to win. He seems like a massive cunt, so. Yeah, okay, so 6 and 8. 0608. Same as the bank details. That is his daughter's information. Interesting. See, I knew it was going to come back at some point, but.
아유 자식 기특하네. 그래서 얼마 있는데?
400명.
4 million. See, but yeah, well, what's the currency in South Korea? Shit, no. He dropped it when he fell. Nah, he's fucked. He's fucked.
아이고.
You fucking sadistic bastard.
달짝지근하다. 코피가 왜 잘 나는지 알아? 그 안에 무쇠를
No.
발라서 그래.
Is that up your brain? We know he's into your brain.
오늘 밤 선지국이나 끓여 먹어야겠다.
정말이에요. 갚을게요.
Ah, fuck all of you. And you in the back. So how do you even get yourself into this kind of situation where you're owing money to these kind of people? I'm guessing it's all because he's addicted to gambling. Can't stay away from the horses. No way he's spending his money on these stupid crane games that don't actually work. How about for the price, you could probably buy 50 teddy bears for her.
너 좀 뽑냐?
The kid's a master. He knows exactly what he's doing.
이거 왕모기한테 물린 거야. 아 요즘 모기가 얼마나 독한지. 아유.
아빠, 싸움하는 건 아빠 자유인데 맞고 다니지는 마.
Yeah, he can't hide it. Can't hide it, sorry. You can always tell when someone's been smacked. There's no mosquito doing that kind of damage. You got her a pistol. Ah, that's what, okay. Yeah, I've got a feeling the mum probably isn't that keen on having that around the house. Even if it isn't an actual gun.
너더클
It
때까지.
very much looks like one, that's part of the problem.
담배는 피지 말고.
아빠 담배 끊었어. 알았어. 아빠가 담배도 꼭 끊고.
I mean, smokers don't really realise how much their pungent smell that you get from actually smoking. Yeah, I guess you get so used to it, right? Like, you just don't even notice it, but...
아빠 안녕.
들어가.
Now he's got to figure out how to make that money. I'm guessing that's where the Squid Game comes in.
아 그러니까 내가 당신 딱지를 쳐서 넘기면 10만 원을 준다고?
반대로 제가 이기면 저에게 10만 원을 주시면 됩니다.
So 100,000 won is worth $84. Right, okay. So I'm guessing that's a lot here. Oh, he's trying to flip it.
돈이
그럼 몸으로 때우시면 됩니다.
Use your body to pay.
너 이 새끼 뭐야?
뺨 한 대 10만 원 까드립니다.
Just spend the rest of the day. He just can't do it. He just can't do it. And he does it every single time. It's part of the hustle. Some pretty damn hard slaps as well, to be honest. Is this the one? Yes! Nice. Finally made it after the 50th attempt.
너 이거 안 놔 이 새끼?
10만 원입니다. 축하드립니다.
Yeah, his slap wasn't a part of the terms. Yeah, by the second or third slap, he wasn't even playing for the money anymore, was he? Just wanted the revenge.
현재 채무액 사채 1억 6천. 은행 대출
160 million. 160 million. That's 135,000 USD. 135k. That's a damn lot to be owing to people. I'm guessing that's because of his failed businesses, right? Right. Is he a gambling addict like I first mentioned, or is that literally his desperate attempt to try and make money? Somehow make money. And it's just because he just doesn't know how to.
다행히 지금 애랑 새 남편이랑 내년에 뭐 다 미국으로 간다 하더라.
They're moving away, haven't even informed you. That's what the daughter wanted to tell him, but didn't know how to do it. That's a sticky situation to go in. Well, you're going to have a better life if you do go, but...
알을 키울 경제적인 그런 것만 된다고 보면은 알을 찾을 수 있다 하대.
Sure, you need to prove that, but right now you're living in your mum's house eating fish heads. With the equivalent of 135k in debt. Like, do you want to have that burden on her head? Really? I mean, you've got to fight for it, but what is the right thing to do? It's complicated, very complicated. Yeah, you got to make the call. Time to start the Squid Game. See, I'm looking forward to seeing how an adult version of this Squid Game gets played. Like, I'm guessing it's going to be some actual death. More than just an advanced version of hopscotch. And I imagine there's no going back right now, so you best hope this is what you want.
얼마나 걸릴까요?
Okay, they're gassing you. So how can you even drive around like that in the middle of the night? I mean, is there no police presence around, or you can just get away with going around with a gas mask on? Jesus, literally snacked on top of each other. Okay, this is odd. But what are those outfits they were wearing? Why are they all in the same jumpsuits? I'll wear masks like Zero from Borderlands 2. See, everyone's just groggy and not knowing where they are. And is this all ages? Kids and all, or...
영감님, 뭐 하시는 거예요?
말 시키지 마라. 헷갈려.
Okay, so there are oldies here as well. So I'm guessing they're all kids.
저기다 오셨다. 아니 여기 카페를 소개시켜 주세요.
I get some shot bastards in here. Yeah, some creepy shit as well. We all walk at the same time. Break off at the same time. Very synchronized. Yeah, the snake thug. I hope he dies first. That's what I'm after now. I do not like him.
이게 난가요?
They were the silent type, eh? I mean, if the old man could do it, why can't you? But we all know it's going to be so much worse than you think it's going to be. Oh god, what is this first game going to be? Now this is a mindfuck. So, who's the artist that makes the weird, abstract pieces with all these stairs going in different directions? It's kind of like a perspective kind of thing. That's what this room kind of looks like, doesn't it? Everyone's giving a fake smile, right? Oh no, so you didn't have to smile. Was it random asking for a smile? What a weird place this is. So is this all televised then as well? Based on there being all these security cameras and whatnot. You'd think it is. I mean, why else would they want them here? Unless there's some ulterior motive. Where the goal isn't actually to make anyone win. Or for entertainment, really. It's just to wipe them out. These lowlifes, I guess. Strange. It's like a simulated outdoors.
This is the front man speaking. Preparations for the first game are complete. You can begin now.
Okay, so he's English speaking. That's interesting. I wonder who this guy is then. He's obviously the showrunner. Eliminated as in actually like shot dead. No, you're eliminated. Yes. No. Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. It's actually your life is on the line. Fuck. You really don't want to get caught then. I mean, how much do you consider moving? Yes. No. No. There's no use. There's no use. Shit. I know you're gonna get shot. You're gonna get shot. Shit. Do not move, mate. Do not move. So you're literally gonna you lose half of them right here, just standing on people's heads and all sorts. Just stop moving. Stop moving. You'd think you'd see all these people getting shot when they're moving. You just stop. I guess no. If you're already moving at that point, it's too late, isn't it? How many lives lost just then? Jesus. So now we know this is a real game. Real consequences to losing this. Could be surely that no way this is being televised then. It's the old man. Is the only one willing to move. You've only got 2 minutes as well. Jesus, they're going to slaughter anyone that doesn't make it to the end.
지금 한 대 더 쳐줄까 네 뒤통수? 하지마 제발. 떨지 마 병신아.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if you could use like a human shield, like hold one of the bodies up. But I imagine you probably got like a 360 view, the gunners do. So maybe you can't get away with that, but actually you can, because that woman, that girl who pulled the snake tattoo guy, she managed to move her hand and pull him back and didn't get shot. So it obviously is along that front wall maybe. The old man's making it. I suppose it probably works well in his favour. The fact that he knows he's going to die soon from his brain tumour. He has nothing to lose. And anything, a bullet right now would probably be easier and less painful than what is coming for him. No. So that's the worst part, when you know you are moving too late. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless you want to take someone else with you along the way to go out, you know. Nice. So what? One more sprint for him. He's pushing it with time. No! Who caught him? Who caught him? Yes, good man. Good man. And I think he just made a friend. As much of a friend as you can have in this kind of situation. Nice. Good job, people, and the rest of these people are going to get mowed down, right? Jesus. This is a field of bodies right now. In the green jumpsuits, just absolute insanity. And why? Why are they doing this? It's such an odd show. On this remote island. Jesus Christ. What was that? What was that? Ugh. Okay, so that was episode 1 of Squid Game. Red light, green light. That was a very interesting first episode. As I said, I went in not really knowing what to expect, based on a recommendation from a friend. So I really did try to avoid it as much as possible. I didn't want to read too much into it and potentially spoil it for myself. At first, I wasn't quite sure of it. As soon as I saw it was subtitled, I was a little bit worried because I'm not great at reading and watching at the same time. I've never been great with, foreign media in that sense. So obviously most of my life I've tried to avoid watching certain things. But recently I started watching my first anime, Hunter x Hunter, and that's kind of got me into the groove of reading and watching as much as possible. Although this was a lot more difficult, it was a lot more fast-paced speech, so it was harder to keep on top of it while trying to commentate compared to that other show. Because yeah, it started out with the main character being, or at least looking, like a sleazebag. At first he was arguing with his mother, as he's still living at home, about money and the state of the house by the sounds of it. And after that he proceeded to steal her card. Alright, absolute cunt you'd have to be to do that. And he took that money to go gamble. And while he did lose, eventually he ended up winning big on 2 horses back to back, which is 6 and 8, which turned out to be his daughter's birth date. It's interesting. So I imagine, is that just a coincidence, or is that a sign for him that his daughter is his good luck charm, medallion of sorts? I wonder if that's going to play into anything during the actual games later on into the next few episodes. But as we quickly learn about what was going on, and he was heavily in debt by about 135,000, it kind of puts everything into perspective a bit more. He had 2 failed businesses, and I imagine a lot of his debt kind of wound up from there. And he's been doing anything possible to try and make a bit more money, even though we all know gambling is not the way if you want to make money. not consistently. He leaped at the opportunity when the guy in the subway gave him a game to play for 100,000 yen, which turned out was $85. It is weird how high the currency goes there when. But yeah, after being slapped a dozen times or so, he finally won, got the money, and was given a card to call if he wants to make some extra money playing some big boy games. After hearing that his daughter was going to be shipped away to America because her stepdad found a new job, he decided he needed to try and make a bit more money so he can legally keep her here. I mean, that's a really difficult situation to handle, right? I mean, is there a right decision? There's ethically, financially. Like, no doubt, going over to America is going to give them a better life based on what we've seen so far, how the dad was living. The dad was still living with his mum, barely scraping by, gambling his life away because he's already in so much debt that people are going to come steal his kidney. That's not a good role model for starters, and that's not a life you should wish to have a daughter around with. So while it's a horrible thing to even contemplate having to let your family go, it's probably for the better. Like, if he wins this tournament and makes enough money to get himself out of debt, he's still at a disadvantage because he needs to find himself a steady working job and not get himself into the situation again. But by the time that happens, the daughter's going to be long and gone. But it was later in the episode when it really started getting interesting, I think. Once we were introduced to the actual Squid Game, I guess, or whatever that game show is, how a big group of people were shipped off onto this mysterious island to compete for a big prize. Even from the first scene, when the main character woke up and looked around, you could see there was this, you're in a big chamber with beds stacked on top of each other, 3 or 4 on top of each other in like a weird stadium kind of ascending pattern. See, I had a feeling it was going to get quite gruesome, and it did, but I'm struggling to see where the first scene when they were kids discussing and playing the Squid Game, I'm guessing is the final game going to be the Squid Game final challenge? If not, I'm struggling to see the connection between the two. So obviously the game part of this one was red light, green light, and the absolute horror, the genocide that just went down there. A good 2/3 of the people had to have perished during that. It was the hysteria from that wave of people. The first time someone got shot and they all just kind of sprinted away. See, it's easy to judge sitting here how people reacted, because see, I don't know that experience of being shot at, of course, in such a strange circumstance as well, where there is no real escape. I guess at least what we know, they didn't know. But I'm assuming the first time someone got shot in front of you and the blood splatters and then they get shot, it's the fight or flight response, isn't it? And a lot of people, it's flight. It just so happens there's 30 gunners stacked along the wall with us taking pot shots. It's a very, very dangerous game you're playing, and there's no escape at this point. You are playing or you're not. Because, I mean, they picked the perfect people to compete, didn't they? Every single person who was taking part in that game had nothing to lose because they were already massively in debt, some in the billions, to the point where their lives aren't going to last that long. And the only one there that seemed to be enjoying the experience, or at least free-willing in a sense, was the old gentleman. And while after that mass genocide and everyone just wasn't moving for a few turns, he was the only one progressing forward, because he doesn't have to be afraid. You know, a shot to the head is probably less painful than the next few months of brain tumour taking over you. Having to try and pay for those medical bills or whatnot. That's probably why he's in debt himself. So he's living life to the fullest, experiencing this challenge, this great challenge. You know, he's not even doing it for the money, I bet. He's just doing it to be there and to live a little before there's no chance to do that. And you know, you've got to respect that. You've got to respect him for it. Yeah, good on him. I mean, all said and done, he seems to be fairly athletic. I just wonder how long is he going to make it. They seem to showcase him as one of the main characters in that out of the group. But then again, they also did focus on the younger lad who, you know, posed in front of the camera, and he was the first one to go. Because if it gets into the Squid Game like we saw, and it's a team versus team, so I'm guessing, is there going to be multiple teams competing, almost like a dodgeball tournament, or is it just the final 10 people get split into two? Because we've been introduced to quite a few characters that are still alive right now. There's the puffy guy who has the snake tattoo. There's the North Korean girl, who those two are bickering and fighting. We've got the guy in the glasses, I believe it was in the glasses, who the main character knows, who was apparently the successful businessman who was off abroad travelling. Apparently not. Apparently he's in debt as well, just and lying to his mum, I'm guessing. And we have the dude who saved the main character right at the end. So I wonder if are they going to get together as their own group? I'm not sure, but hey, we'll find out. We'll find out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like rating and subscribe so you can stay up to date. And comment down below what you thought about this first episode. Okay, cheers.